You ever have that feeling where you're putting in more hours than anyone else, but somehow you're falling further and further behind? It's this insane, frustrating feeling. Well, that's exactly where we're starting today, with a story about a guy named Styx. And trust me, his story might just change everything you think you know about hard work. I mean, does this sound like your life? Waking up at the crack of dawn, grinding till midnight, you're doing everything the gurus tell you to do, right? But for all that effort, the needle just isn't moving. If that hits close to home, then you need to hear this, because that was Styx's exact reality. I mean, just look at this. It's almost painful. On one side, you have all this incredible effort. We're talking 4 a.m. wake-ups, 3 separate notebooks just for goals and tasks, this constant, relentless drive for productivity. And then you look at the other side, and the results are, well, they're just brutal. A failed clothing brand, a YouTube channel with barely any subscribers, and almost no money to show for 6 months of grinding. It just doesn't add up. And let's be clear, this wasn't just working hard. This was a full-blown lifestyle of optimization. He was literally listening to business podcasts while showering, meal prepping on Sundays to save every single minute. He even scheduled his bathroom breaks. He was ticking every single box that the hustle culture playbook tells you to tick. And then, to pour salt in the wound, there's his friend Marcus. You know the type. The guy who seems to be doing it all wrong. No crazy schedule, just goofing off, posting memes, and somehow, he's the one who lands a massive brand deal. It's just infuriating, right? And that's the whole point. This proves without a doubt that raw effort isn't the key. Now, the easy thing to say here, the thing everyone always says is, oh, he just needed to work smarter, not harder, right? But that's such a cliche, and honestly, it doesn't really mean anything. It wasn't the real problem. The issue was something way, way deeper. And this right here is the turning point. Imagine this. It's late, he's totally burnt out, mindlessly scrolling on his phone, and then he sees this one sentence, and it just hits him like a ton of bricks. It wasn't his work ethic that was failing him. It was the entire game he was playing. He was keeping score all wrong. So what is this wrong scoreboard he was playing on? Well, it's something I call the scoreboard of activity. It's that trap we all fall into where we measure our day by how busy we were. You know, did I check off all my to-do list items? Did I send 50 emails? It's a trap because it makes you feel super productive, but you're not actually making any real progress. Okay, look at this. This really breaks it down. On one side, you've got the activity scoreboard. The questions are all about how much did I do? Was I busy? But then you look at the results scoreboard. The questions are totally different. Did I actually move the needle? Did I make someone care? Styx was an all-star player in the game on the left, but the real winners, they're playing the game on the right. It's like that classic metaphor, right? His effort was off the charts. He was sprinting up a ladder faster than anyone. But all that energy, all that speed, it was completely wasted. Why? Because the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. So what did he do after this realization? Something pretty radical, actually. He just stopped everything. He shut the notebooks, he deleted the productivity apps, he took a whole day off from the grind. And he didn't do it to rest, he did it to ask himself one single critical question. And this was the question he asked himself. If I could only do one thing for the next 30 days, what's the one thing that would actually change my situation? Think about that. Not what feels productive, not what looks good to other people, but what's the one single domino that if you push it, makes all the others fall? That's the question that cuts through all the BS. And his answer wasn't what you'd expect. It wasn't post 7 times a day or build a fancier website. No, his answer was simple, 100. Get 100 people, 100 genuine supporters to truly, deeply care about what he was doing. That was it. That became his new scoreboard, the only number he tracked. And having this new scoreboard, it changed everything about how he worked. So instead of sending 50 generic messages, he'd have one deep, meaningful conversation. Instead of churning out 7 mediocre posts a week, he'd focus on one great piece of content. Every single thing he did was now put through a new filter. Does this action make someone care more? Yes or no? And you know what's crazy? The results were almost instant. Within just 48 hours, the whole dynamic flipped. People actually started reaching out to him. After 2 weeks, he had 30 true supporters. And by day 30, he didn't just hit his goal of 100, he blew right past it. It was actually finally working.
And here's the kicker. His income, it tripled, 3x. And let's be super clear about this. It wasn't because he started working harder. In fact, he was probably working fewer hours. It all happened because, for the first time, his effort was aimed at the right target.
Okay, here's another way to think about it that I absolutely love. The old stinks. He was the guy who spends an hour reorganizing his gym bag, color coding his workout gear, planning the perfect route to the gym. It feels like you're getting ready to be fit, but you haven't lifted a single weight. The new stinks, he just walked into the gym and started working out. That's the difference.
This is a lesson so many of us need to learn. We have to burn this idea into our brains. Busy does not equal progress. Checking off tasks does not equal achievement. And activity absolutely does not equal results. So naturally, this whole story, it's really a mirror. It brings the question right back to us, right back to you. What is your real scoreboard? When you look back on your day, what are you measuring? Are you counting the hours you were busy? Or are you counting the actual results you got? Now, your 100 supporters, that one critical goal, it's probably going to look different. Maybe for you, it's landing one huge sale instead of making 50 average pitches. Or maybe it's creating one piece of work you are immensely proud of instead of just posting every single day. You have to ask yourself, what is that one result that truly matters? Here's the tough lesson that Styx had to learn. He really thought the universe would just repay him for his effort, that if he just worked hard enough, success was guaranteed. But the universe doesn't work that way. Effort isn't some currency you can trade for results. Effort aimed at the wrong thing is just heat, wasted energy, nothing more. So I want to leave you with that one final question. Think about everything you're doing, all the hard work you're putting in. You are absolutely climbing a ladder. There is no doubt about that. But the real question is, are you sure it's leaning against the right wall?